Welcome back in. Join now, Coach Phil Martelli Jr. Coach Martelli, you guys have had a pretty eventful last couple of days, winning the Atlantic 10, then diving right on into Selection Sunday. How have things been for you guys the last couple of hours?
Yeah, these last couple of hours, really this last 20, I'll even go to like probably 48 hours, with the finish of the game on Saturday, the prep for Sunday, winning, doing all that comes with winning, cutting down the nets, celebrating, media, then running over to see the selection show, and then trying to get back, which was a nightmare last night with the weather delays, not getting in until about 3:30 this morning, and then trying to get prepped with North Carolina. So I would say these last 48 hours feel like 48 seconds, but in the best way possible.
What's the process like for you guys? Winning the A-10, then immediately hustling over for Selection Sunday. Some teams have the entire week to kind of reset for the A-10. You guys have 4 hours to reset. What's that process like?
Yeah, it's unique, right? Like there's only I think 4 or 5 games yesterday leading up to Selection Sunday, so that is a incredible opportunity, and a privilege, right, to be able to do that. Everybody would want that opportunity. So, um, but it does. It makes it for a quick turnaround because you're going on fumes, between finding out who you're playing Thursday night at about 7:30 and getting prepped for them, to play Friday at 5, and then not finding out who you're going to play Saturday until Friday night at about 11 o'clock and having to go to a quick turnaround there and play at 3:30 and then, obviously finish win and it's 6 o'clock on Saturday night, turn your attention to trying to get a championship. Um, but no, we were right at it. Once we got the matchup, we kind of set our scouting schedule with the coaches. They started to upload and download and whatever else you do, reload all the stuff that I need, game film and stats and packets. So I have that right here. I haven't been able to do a ton of it yet, but by the time midnight tonight, when we're done this, I'll be all in on North Carolina.
Should be a fun couple of hours for you, next couple of
Yes,
days as well.
yes.
In the A-10 tournament, big performances from Brandon Jennings, Terrence Hill, Nick Lewis, but that's a trio of guys. Nick, a freshman, but Terrence and Brandon are guys that stuck around with the program. They decided to come back after you were announced as the head coach. How important is it to have a core of guys, Hill, Jennings, and even Nick, who decided to commit to you first coming into VCU for the
Yep.
first year? How important is that core to the overall success of you guys?
Yeah, I mean those first two guys, Brandon, Terrence, and you have to add Mike Bell in there, right? Like those three guys, uh, coming back and their experience, their institutional knowledge of VCU, their institutional knowledge of the Atlantic 10, um, really helped. And then you add in guys like Jadrian Tracy and Barry Evans, who played in the Atlantic 10 at different schools and had left and then came back, with us. Um, the core group will always be important. Core group of returning guys that kind of know the program, know those things. That's why it's hard, really hard to do what we did. It's always really hard to win a championship, but hard to do it in year one is because, everything's so new to everybody, right? So for most of the staff, it's new, right? For the players, it's new. So every day you're trying to like speed that learning curve up, and credit to the people around, like our credit to our staff with how hard they've worked. Credit to our guys, the players, and how much time they've put in and how resilient they've been through everything. And as I told them, you don't get to this stage by accident. It doesn't just fall in your lap. You've got to earn it, and this group earned it.
Now, as you guys turn your attention to UNC, I know you just mentioned I haven't really had time to sink your teeth in, but the initial reaction you had when you saw your name come up there below UNC's.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a prestigious program, and for us it's nice, right? Like you get an ACC team. We try all the time to play those teams, and quite frankly, they get a lot of no's or a lot of no answers, right? And when you get in an opportunity like this, and we'll go deep down to ACC country and be playing them, ours isn't too bad. It's not too bad of a drive to get down there. Theirs is a little bit easier, but that's what they get, right? Like that's what they should get. And we're not afraid of that. We're not afraid of that at all. And obviously they're a good team. They lost a key guy with one of the best freshmen in the country, and you know, but they got future NBA players and high level talent, and we'll have to be ready to go. But if we have a plan and we stick to our plan like we've been doing and we've been really guarding, if we do that, then we'll give ourselves a chance.
How much? I know you weren't around for VCU's game last year, but going out to was it Utah last year, and now it's an East
Yeah,
Coast
Colorado or
so-
Utah.
somewhere
I
that
think that Denver. They were in Denver last year.
somewhere really far that's not on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Kind of comparing that. Were you? I know coaches sometimes are anywhere, anytime, any place, that type of mindset. But was that the mindset you guys had going into it, and getting the East Coast, is that kind of a relief, or is that not even in your brain?
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to be in, right? So if it was like, you're going to go play in Anchorage, Alaska, like we'll get there and we'll play. Um, the reality is all the gyms, it's 94 feet by 50 feet, all the old Hoosier stuff, right? It's basket's 10 feet high, the free throw line's 15 feet away, like all those things, um, so we play anywhere, right? And the nice thing is because we're an indoor sport, the gym is always, about 70 degrees. So, regardless of where we are. And but it is nice. It is nice to be regional, where our fans can just hop in a car and get there, and not have to figure out, well, how do I get there and take three connecting flights and, travel for 20 hours to get out to the game. I would expect and hope that, we'll have a lot of black and gold in that arena on Thursday at 6:50 p.m.
Coach, I don't know if you've seen the picture that was going around when ESPN, the tournament challenge thing, they tweeted out that you guys punched the ticket. It was the team surrounding you, rubbing your head. I want to know, is that a thing that has happened as the season goes on, or was that a one-time
I,
thing?
I didn't even know they did that. They were messing with me. That was the first time. It was, we haven't had a lot of like post-game interviews on the court where they just happened to be kind of converging at that same time. So they were messing with me. They were putting towels on my head, and as long as they didn't mess up my hair,
Yeah, there you
like I
go.
just don't want them to mess up my hair. It's it looks pretty lush and gorgeous. So, as long as they don't mess that up, I'm good.
Was it
But
a
no,
was it a
it's a lot of fun. They're a fun group. We really have a good time. We work really hard. We push them really hard. Uh, but they are a fun group to be around.
was it a pregame haircut that you were worried about them messing up? Was it that
Yeah,
that
you
type of
just
thing?
want, the beauty for me is I get my hair cut every day. It's me in about, I've never really timed it. I should probably time it one of these days and figure out if it takes me, I don't know if it takes 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes, so
Th
just get the
those
little thing
saved
and, zzz, and I'm
those
good.
saved minutes will be huge in preparation for the
Absolutely.
UNC
Absolutely.
game.
That's the most important thing.
And kind of looking at it, VCU hasn't won an NCAA tournament game for a little bit of time now. They've made it a handful of times, but struggling to get past the first round. What would it mean for the program for you guys to get that win this opening weekend against UNC?
Yeah, I mean that's what we're going for, right? Like we're going there to get number one. We always break it down into numbers. The non-conference, we go one through whatever we get to. Then we start conference play, one through whatever. Conference tournament, it was one, get number two, get number three. That's all we just talk about it that way. So really, we're just talking about trying to go get number one. And you know, we way back before our first road trip to Villanova for an exhibition. I told them like we do not go on field trips. Little kids go on field trips, right? We go on business trips. So we have to be grown men and go handle business on our business trips. And we've done that for the most part. This is a business trip. And there are teams that will go and they will treat this like it's a field trip, right? And quite frankly, I've been part of those, right? Like you're a 16 seed playing a one and in some respect you're just happy to be there, right? You go, you get your souvenir, your t-shirt, your eyes are all wide and you're like, wow, look at all this and this is great. And you get distracted by the main goal. So we have to find that balance of enjoying, the moment and the attention and all those things, but also knowing like we are there to go on a business trip and, the business at hand is going to get number one on Thursday night.
What'd you guys learn about yourselves in the Mason loss on the road, the St. Louis loss on the road that you can take into the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, again, like every game has given us something, whether it was a good win, a tough loss, a road game, a home game, a non-conference game. Um, Again, we played a really tough schedule and we do that for a reason, right? Like we could have easily said, no, we're not going to play Utah State. We're not going to play the games in the Bahamas. We're not going to play New Mexico and just played easy game after easy game after easy game and build your record up and be sitting here saying, hey, we won 30 games and we did this and we did that. But at the end of the day, like you really didn't, right? We don't duck any of that, right? We're going to play a really tough schedule so that we can learn all those things, right? Like the NC State game prepared us to win one of these games at some point in time. It might have been the championship game, right? Like that got us ready to go win that game. And yeah, it's disappointing when you don't win it in November, but the reality is like if it's getting us better and then we can be our best in February and March, um, I will take that, right? I'll take that. So yeah, those games all provided something, right? Gave us something that we needed to refocus on or improve upon or fix or change or whatever. And credit to the guys. They showed up every single day when that challenge was presented. And we said, hey, you know what? We weren't good enough with our ball screen defense tonight. We need to fix that. And they went and fixed it. Hey, we weren't good enough with our rebounding. We need to fix it. We fixed it. Hey, we weren't good enough with our ball movement. We need to fix it. We fixed it. And I am incredibly proud of this group for being that way and doing that all the way through.
Coach, look forward to seeing how you guys do out there at against UNC in the first round. Good luck. Appreciate your time.
Fitz, congrats to you too, by the way. I don't think I didn't forget about your Seahawks.
I
Congrats on your Super Bowl win.
just how much you did for an A-10 tournament title. That's how much I did as a
I,
fan for the
I
Seattle
hear that.
Seahawks. So
I hear that. So
appreciate it. Thank you.
you earned it. You earned it. Celebrate. Championships are forever. I told our guys that tattoo is now on you forever and ever and ever, and you can't take it away.
Are you getting a tattoo to commemorate the A-10
No,
tournament
absolutely
title?
not. Absolutely not. I don't know if they're getting an actual literal tattoo, but the figurative, tattoo is marked on their legacy.
You've lived in Richmond long enough now. I think it's safe to say you see how many tattoo parlors there are. If you
There is quite
ever,
a bit.
I think there's one a block away from the Siegel Center. So
There
if you ever,
absolutely is. I'm not tough enough for a tattoo. I'm not even going to pretend like I have any toughness, enough toughness to get one. But maybe one day, maybe I'll make one of those promises like we win the national championship and I'll get the tattoo. So
I love it. I look forward to it. Coach, thank you.
thanks.